Hey guys, it's that time of week again. Welcome back to a new episode of Gunpla TV. We're on episode number 292.
And I'm back.
And look who's back. Welcome back, Lindsay.
And I came back at a very exciting time for Gundam, I see.
Yes, indeed. Every week is an exciting week for Gundam.
Well, you know what I mean. We've got a new MG that you've just built. We've got the new RE100 that just came out. And the moon.
And the moon. Lindsay, I'm mooning you.
Cheap shot, Todd.
I had to go there. Yes, I've been looking forward to both of these kits. Of all the kits being released in September, I have to say that actually these two pretties are probably the two that I've been looking forward to the most.
Yeah, you know, I really love the colors on this guy.
Right.
The Moon Gundam's got the cool backpack, very unique shape.
Yes, he does. And
you know, that's not the only exciting thing.
Oh.
Just a few days after this episode airs, we're going to the All Japan Model and Hobby Show, so be sure to check that out.
Yes, we are.
We're doing live coverage again, like on social media, but I'll tell you where you can find us later.
That's right, indeed. So yeah, coming up in a few days after you watch this,
on
the
Friday.
Model Show, and maybe we'll finally get to see the reveal of what's going to be that new perfect grade.
It's not a maybe. They are showing it off.
You more than likely.
Better.
I just hope that there's some new surprises maybe they haven't revealed yet.
Yeah.
But usually we always get like the what would you say? We always get the release information for new Gundams at the end of the month, and this hobby show falls at the end of a month also. So it'll coincide with new releases coming out. So I'm hoping that we'll get some new surprises revealed at this Tokyo Hobby Show, and we'll be there to bring it to you almost live, not really live.
It will be live on social media, but the YouTube video will go up the same day.
Same day, so yes, we got to do all that fancy editing and whatnot.
Friday morning, just watch us on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, wherever you can.
Yep.
And then in the evening, check out HobbyLink TV.
Yes, indeed. Be prepared. Check us out. Okay.
But yeah, let's crack into this guy, huh?
So we had a master grade that was released this month. So this is based off of an older 2010. Some of the older runners in there had the date marked of 2010. So 8 years old, not so bad. But we've got a new version now. This is the full Saber, the Quant full Saber. So he's got some really awesome looking weapons on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's really big, bulky, just like you like it, on the shoulders.
that it is indeed.
But yeah, let's take a close look.
All right. Okay, so here we have new master grade. It's the 00 Quant Full Saber. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really cool. I love the color scheme on this guy.
Right.
The clear parts just go really well. The green goes really well with the blue.
Yes.
And the white balances it out nicely as well. And the red.
Yeah, you get a little red tones
pops
in there. And then there's a couple little like yellow things in there too. So you got like your standard red, white, and blue and yellow Gundam colors. But then you also get like these fancy clear green sharp blades, because this is from 00 Gundam, which was like a mid-2000 series. And that's kind of how the designs went back in those days.
Check him out.
He looks pretty cool. You can kind of see that underneath this clear green part here, there's like some writing, because there's like a sticker that they have you apply onto the inside of that, and it kind of shines through, I believe. Or was that a sticker, or was that just the clear parts? Maybe I'm getting confused. I think there's an option. You have an option to either put the sticker or no sticker if you want to do the LED. Now, I actually wanted to... There's an LED option, which is the standard LED that they use for all the Gundams. I was going to get one and put it in the chest just so I could show off that feature, but actually we don't have it in stock at the moment, so I couldn't grab one to put him in there. So his chest is actually empty. Now, speaking of the chest, that GN drive thing that you can put on the inside, you can also pop it out, and they give you this cool little like clear green stand that you can just pop in that chest unit with the LED and everything into here, and then you can just turn it on. Whoops, getting centered there. Yeah, so you can just pop in that little chest unit with the LED and just show it off the lights. That's kind of a cool option if you want. Or you could just leave it inside of the unit if you want, like I have it now. All right, so let's talk about what kind of new stuff we get. So right away, you can notice that this kit does come with the stand, and that stand is the brand new Action Base 4 or 5. I forget which is which, but it's the same thing. You got a nice clear color, not that weird clearish brown like we had in the previous color. So that is kind of cool. One cool new thing that you also get with this kit, I don't remember any of the other previous Master Grade 00 Gundams coming with this, but right here on his V-fin, you'll notice that this is really sharpened. Nice, and it's actually it's really thin too, which is nice. The old one is still here in the box, so you have a choice. It shows you in the manual, you have a choice which one you want to use, but of course this one looks a lot sharper. The new one looks a lot sharper and much more pointier and thin, so I went with that one, but the choice is there. It's all
like
yours.
If you break this one, put on the old
Yeah,
type.
put on the old one. This one is a lot stronger. Actually, I was kind of, when I was building this kit, I kept accidentally knocking those fins every now and then, and I was so worried that at some point I'm actually going to break those things, so do be careful when you're building this thing. I don't know if maybe just keep the head off separate and just put that on at the end. You can do that as well. Alright, so the big thing with this kit, let's just get right into those weapons and that shield and everything that we have here. So let's start off with the, oh gosh, what would we call it? The GN Sword 4 full Saber, and that is actually going to be this one. It's over here on
my bad.
on the side shoulder. So you can pop these off. Let's just pop this off so you don't have to keep holding. Whoops. So that's one thing I've kind of noticed with this thing is, I don't know if it's just mine, but the backpack just kind of like pops off quite easy. So let's pop this thing off here. So yeah, this is really cool looking, isn't it? I like the look of this thing. Now here at the back of it, you also have the handle that should pop right out. So he has the ability to put this handle into his hand and use it as a weapon. Let's show here how they have it in the manual so you can see the picture of how you can kind of set this up with that GN Sword 4.
I see they have another stand propping up the weapon there.
Yes, they do indeed, and that's one of the features that they give you in this new stand kit. So you can see that there too. So if you want to have him posed standing on his feet and then just use the stand to hold the sword, hey, you have that option. So
that's cool.
That is cool and you really need it because that is a heavy sword. Although this kit, when you have the weapons and the shield thing, what would they call that? The GNs? Well, I don't know. But the other side, when you have them both on the back, he actually can stand.
Okay.
And he doesn't fall over, but it's nice to have that stand so that he's not constantly always falling over. So here, there's like another mode that you can transform it here. If you want to move off some of these side blades here, you can have it into the GN launcher mode. And that kind of looks like a futuristic bow and arrow type thing, which is kind of really cool.
Yeah.
I think that looks snazzy. And here you can see over here on the side, so this has... These are called the GN gun blades. So you get 3 of these tiny little gun blades that are attached all around the sides. So let's kind of, maybe we have a second to maybe show those off. I can pop one off and kind of show you how these gun blades are here. So these should just, whoops, as I bump the camera. So they just pop off like so. And so he has the ability, he would be able to kind of hold on to those just like a regular sword type thing. That's kind of cool looking, I think. Don't remember if there was anything else. Oh, there it was. So there was another thing that he could kind of like transform and it could use it. Maybe. Let's get the box.
I believe you're referring to this.
Oh yeah, you could do that there too. So
it looks like you could just combine
You can combine 2 of them and like butt them together at the end and you can make that kind of weapon too. But there was actually another mode for these weapons here, but I think they only kind of show that on the box. So let's bring over the box. And we can show you here too.
Ah, there it is.
So here, we have the gun mode. That's what I was thinking of. So we have the gun mode, we have the blade mode, and then they call it the twin edge. So that's kind of cool.
I see.
Isn't that kind of snazzy? Alright, so what else do we have here? So I guess you could just use that as a regular old sword as well. You just pop all these off and... Oh, here you go. You have this one as well. So... Lots of cool stuff. Actually, was there 4 of these? I guess there was 4 of these things that I built. Ah! I forget how many of these things I built.
It shows only 3.
3. Okay, I'm getting confused there. So yeah, 2 on the sides and 1 on the bottom. So that's kind of really snazzy. Really cool looking sword. Alright, so what else do we have going on over here? I don't remember the name of the one that he is holding in his hand there. What was the name of that one?
Isn't that just the GN
That's
sword?
That's the GN sword.
5?
5, okay. So, it's kind of your plain, not really plain, but it's really kind of a cool looking sword. He holds it like a gun. Or, I believe you can also... Oh, now that's the one thing that I always kind of complain about this stand.
I was being careful when I held it up before to keep the ladder in place.
The ladder. So the ladders always fall off on me here, so that's something fun. Here you can see his head. So yeah, let's take a look at this one. You can change these around. So there you go. And you can make it more into like a traditional sword thing if you don't want to have like that gun type of sword pose. All right, so let's also take a look at his other shoulder. Now his other shoulder was also quite fancy, and this one is quite involved as well. There's actually, it may be hard to see, but there's like, oh gosh, 5 different blades that I had to put on separately for this thing.
Wow.
So let's just start pulling them off one by one so you can kind of see how it goes. So there's one here on the side. This should pop off, I believe. Let me see if I can do it without breaking it.
Okay, just so I'm clear here. The first one was the Gyunei gun blade. This one is the Gyunei Sword 4, maybe?
Oh, goodness.
No?
Well, this one also said the Gyunei Sword 4, though. This is the full Saber. It's so confusing. Or the Gyunei Shield. All right, so this is the Gyunei Shield.
Oh, okay, this is the shield.
For whatever. So these things pop off here.
It's the Gyunei...
Right?
It's the Gyunei Shield and the Gyunei Sword bit.
The Gyunei Shield
and
the Gyunei
there's
Sword
the A bit, C bit, and B bit.
That's a lot of bits. I'm a bit confused.
Oh, Todd.
So, yep, let me pop these off. Whoops, sorry for the shaking there. I bumped the camera. So these things also, you can kind of pop off, and they do have like individual handles here that you can kind of make them into their own weapon. So this one also has its own handle here. This one has its own handle here. So yeah, you can get really, really crazy with all of these weapons that we have going on here. So there we have it. Yeah, this thing for some reason was fighting.
It was holding on very tight.
This thing's got a pretty good grip onto this blade here. So yeah, it's got its own handle. There you go. So that's kind of cool. I mean, gosh, there's a plethora of weapons with this kit. That's really cool. Let's also look at markings. We haven't mentioned the markings at all. So you have stickers that you can put on, regular old marking stickers, but there also are dry transfers.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
As well. So you have a choice. Lots of options, and I believe these are the same here, so you can have at it, although there are no water slides at all with this kit, but that's okay. All right, so gosh, look at, you can see his backpack there. That's where the LED would go on to the inside of the backpack here, if you were to have it. And then you should be able to use this switch here to kind of turn it on and off, I believe.
Yeah, it reminds me of the PG Exia.
Right. Yes,
had a similar.
Indeed. The PG actually had really cool lighting in it, so
yeah,
we'll have to see what happens with that next PG. Although I don't think there will be lights in it, at least I would imagine not for that price. All right, but anyway, that's it. I think that'll be about it for the Master Grade 00 Quant. What do you say?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Quant full Saber.
Yes.
Didn't want to miss any part of that Gundam. And it is pretty spiffy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
he's very sharp. He's got those clear parts all along the shoulders and the sword too.
Yep, all
and
those
the
weapon
knees.
pieces and the gun and what have you.
So yeah, it's just a really nice looking MG kit.
Right. If you love 00, then you should buy this.
And even if you don't, you should get it. But anyways, Shall I read some comments
from
our lovely fans? So the first one comes from Mantis Core, who said, I like Ardith. You should have her on more often.
Yeah,
you guys might not know this, but she was on the older episodes of Toy Tengoku. She ran it for quite a while before David and I took over, and then we had a hiatus for a few years. But she is the resident expert of all things retro anime, so having her knowledge is really nice.
Yeah, I think we'll have her back again soon. Maybe we'll have to see, but there is a new Mazing Kaiser thing coming out
and she knows
soon.
all about that.
So maybe that would be a good chance to bring her back, because the last time we had the Mazing Kaiser, Scott really knew a lot about that too. So.
Yes.
But it would be fun just to listen to both of them, like, talking about Mazing Kaiser. They'd probably go on for a long time, but that's always entertaining.
Yes. All right, next one comes from Foxhound. It's always cool to see more classic super robots in Plamo form. I wonder if the limited articulation of each of the Godmars robots is reminiscent of what old toys of the Godmars were in the early 80s.
Okay, so
that's a really good point.
That's a good point. I don't know if that's the case, but hey, maybe that's a good selling point. Articulation is like an early 80s kid. So yeah, like the arms we mentioned on that last week. Retro articulation. A new feature. Thank you, Moderoid, for retro articulation.
I just feel like they don't want to give you too much articulation because it might be hard to transform him. Like, that's just my feeling.
Right. Well, I mean, if it was Bandai doing it, you know that it would be like, have like full-on articulation and still be able to transform.
Well, the Moderoid line is still very new.
It is
the
still
first one
new,
just came out, this year? The beginning of this year?
Yeah, the Mazing Kaiser just was a few months ago, it seems like. It feels like.
Good Smile are, as far as I'm concerned, masters of cute character articulation. So just give them some time.
Give them some time. Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes. So, but yeah, like his arm doesn't move. Although there was one thing I forgot to mention on last week's episode. Once I had it transformed into like the big form, the knee actually does have like a tiny bit of articulation. When I mean tiny, I mean like that's it. So I didn't mention that at all in the last week's episode because I just completely forgot that the knee of the giant form actually does have a little bit of articulation, not a whole lot, but it is there. But it looks cool. I don't think anybody else. I don't know if I just like if I built a super robot, I just wouldn't want to be like putting it in like some crazy pose or what have you. He's just gonna like stand there because that's always like the box
just
art.
Intimidating,
right?
Yeah, it's very similar to the box art, just the boxy style.
Indeed. Yeah, just realized that this belt buckle on this guy, it reminds me, do you remember the Transformers would have like that, if you put your finger over it, like it would change the color, like the old Transformers?
You mean like mood rings? I don't remember that on the old figures.
Right, I kind of remember from the old Transformers, they had like the Transformer symbol, and it was black normally, but if you put your finger on it, like the heat would make the thing like change color, and then you can see the colors.
That's interesting. I didn't realize they had that feature.
I just remembered that. I don't know. Maybe my memory's wrong because this is like 30 years ago. But anyway, it's time for a giveaway.
Yeah.
So who's going to be the lucky winner? Let's see what the random number has.
2,000 yen worth of store credit at HLJ.
2,000 yen. All right. So actually, let me read the comment first.
Okay.
And then I'll say the number and the name. God Mars is a surprise. Well, comment number 26. I got a surprise for you, Mr. Smatster. Mr. or Mrs. Smatster. You are the lucky winner of 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit. So
congratulations.
I will be contacting you shortly on hobbylink.tv to get your information to get you that credit. All right. So if you guys would also like to win 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit, all you need to do is go to hobbylink.tv, find episode number 292, and post a comment, and that's all you need to do.
Yep, and even if you don't win, we read all of your comments. We appreciate all of them, and we will answer them if you have questions.
Yes, we do indeed.
So you should get on there more often and actually reply. Like,
to people.
Yeah, I know you look to people, he says. Like, you read all the comments, but, Anna and I try to answer a lot of them. So you should get in there and show some love.
If I have time, really busy, but maybe.
Anyways, so where else can they find us, Todd? Let me tell you. They can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and links to all of those are on HLJ.com.
That's great. Fantastic.
And we will see you at the All Japan Model and Hobby Show.
Yes, we will indeed, and we'll be back again with more Gunpla TV after the hobby show, so look forward to that next month, October. It's coming soon.
Yes.
September's almost over. Wow. Okay. Let's end it there. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you later.
See ya.